Hi guys, another question of the new option style of UPSC is given on the rightmost part of your screen in the column headed Prelims 2022 question. By the new option style, I mean this kind of options. In this question again, it was a match the following kind question where country and the reason why this country was in news was given, and there were 4 countries and of course the corresponding 4 reasons. Now, as I told you, these kind of questions often require knowledge to solve. This particular question can be solved through elimination if you have enough experience, if you have practiced elimination technique, if you have gone through the PYQs, and also if you have enough risk appetite in the paper. This question can be done through elimination, but generally these kind of questions, as we have seen in the country and region matching question, also the Catalonia Spain question, if you remember, these questions often require knowledge. Now, this variety of question wherein you will be asked about a country and some situation, some context to that country, have been asked multiple times in prelims. I found around 7 questions from 1979 onwards, and out of these 7 questions, most of them, I think 3 or 4 questions out of these 7 have been asked after 2011 onwards. So 2011 onwards, this variety of questions have become more frequent. It is expected that these kind of questions can be asked. If you look at the PYQs here, we have one from 2015 and another from 2014, right? So consecutively in 2 years, this variety of question was asked. We have more such questions after 2011. I've put all of these 7 questions in the PDF, of course. If we look at the questions now, again in this question also, the PYQs are not really helping us in arriving at the answer, but they are helping us in foreseeing this question. They are helping us in anticipating this question. So the first PYQ that we have here is from the year 2015. The question reads, amongst the following, which were recently mentioned in the news for outbreak of Ebola virus, right? So the 4 options we had with multiple countries, right? So a variety, not exactly of the same kind as was asked in 2022, but certainly it gives us a hint that these kind of questions are asked. If we look at another question, the 2014 question, we have this question that reads, recently a series of uprisings of people referred to as Arab Spring originally started from, and then you had 4 options. Actually, all the 7 questions which we have corresponding to this particular question of 2022 are one statement question only. This is the first time a multi-statement question has been asked, but it doesn't really matter because match the following kind of questions are just an iteration of a different way of asking one statement questions. In one statement question, you will be asking just one piece of information and then 4 options. Here you are able to ask like 4 pieces or whatever is the number of match you want to do that pieces of information with the corresponding option. So just an iteration, just a different way of asking a one statement question. So if you want to look at the countries that were repeated in 2022 question, look at the third entry, Lebanon, right? In 2014 question, see, Lebanon is there, right? In 2022, we have the 4th entry, Tunisia. In the same question of 2014, we have Tunisia, right? Let us see the other PYQ of 2015, what countries that one is mentioning. Look at the Bravo option, Guinea, right? Guinea, second option, second entry of 2022. Also in one of the other PYQs, Chad also is given. So none of the countries mentioned in 2022 are new. These countries have already been asked, but of course this is a current affairs question, so the context in which these countries will be asked will of course change. Now, I mentioned that this question can be done through elimination also. So if you're just curious about how you can approach these kind of questions through elimination, the first thing to note is the location of these countries. You need to know that Chad country is located in the northern part of Africa. It's a landlocked country in the Saharan desert region, and it is saying setting up of a permanent military base by China. This is the reason why this country was in news. So why will China go in a desert country, landlocked country, and set up a permanent military base, right? Permanent military bases are set up in strategic locations. A landlocked country in desert region, there's no strategic significance to that. So it's highly unlikely that the first statement will be correct. So you can eliminate this first statement, right? Uh, Also, if you look at the other three countries, Guinea, Lebanon, and Tunisia, all these countries, they are never in news for the right reasons, right? For positive reasons or something big they have achieved or some progress or something like these. Especially the African countries, Guinea, Tunisia, they are in strife. Civil wars or political turmoil, etc., is happening in African countries. Lebanon is not as much, politically challenged as the African countries, but still this country also, Lebanon also, it's in the Middle Eastern region, the Mediterranean region, that Israel part. So it also is fairly disturbed. And if you look at the reasons why these countries were in news, for Guinea, it says suspension of constitution and government by the military. Very much possible. In African country, anything can happen, right? In Tunisia also, if you see suspension of parliament by president. And this another reason why this could be correct is because if you look at the 2014 question, right? 2014 question says Arab Spring originally started from which country? And the answer here is Tunisia, right? And Arab Spring, this question was asked in 2014, and we are today just 6, 7 years later. This 2022 question has been asked. So political turmoil has happened in Tunisia and would continue. Political things normally don't settle down very easily or very quickly. So it's highly likely that the fourth statement of Tunisia, suspension of parliament by president, very much possible. And Lebanon also, as I told you, not as politically problematic as the African countries, but then the kind of problems mentioned in this statement, severe and prolonged economic depression, can always happen, right? So 2, 3, and 4, highly likely. I told you, if you have the risk appetite, you can go for it. So 2, 3, and 4, possible chances are these are correct, and therefore the best answer that we can mark in this question would be Charlie, only 3 pairs, right? So I told you, like, you require experience, you require knowledge, you require some form of confidence, also some form of risk appetite you need to have to take on these questions through elimination. But normally, as we discussed in the previous question also, the Catalonia Spain question, it generally requires some form of hardcore knowledge to solve. PYQs remain important, guys. This question also was anticipated. If you would have gone through the PYQs, I've put all the 7 in the PDF. The PDF is a purchasable product, guys, available at ₹99. All the relevant details will be given in the description. Thank you for joining me today. See you next time.